we've got two new presenters for you. Our first presenter is going to be Heather Bryant. I've known Heather for a long time, and she's going to talk to us about Enthralled imaging. But first of all, I want to take this time to thank Kevin Cotton. I forget to thank him on a lot of occasions. We want to thank Brothers Barbecue and Kevin Cotton for bringing his team in early, making our coffee, providing this space for us week after week. Come by lunch. Thank you when you're here. This morning at 56, is it 56? 56 other locations that are doing the same thing as we are. They either start at 7:30 in the morning, they start at 9 a.m., and they're having the same format with two presenters and questions and answers afterwards to try to caffeinate their community. So in order to caffeinate ours, we're going to let Heather Bryant get started.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity to share about our business. Just to let you on a little secret, we are baby entrepreneurs. So I don't know a whole lot, so don't ask me questions I don't know. That's the requirement. I am Heather Bryant, and I live here in Madisonville with my husband and 3 children. And I actually grew up in Webster County and went to college at MCC graduate. I'm proud of it for those MCC people in here. I have an associate's in business, which is only being useful now. So I started out, I worked for the Webster County Judge Executive and worked with him for 5 years until my son was born, and decided I should be a stay-at-home mom. So for the last 15 years, that's been my full-time job, and still my full-time job is being a stay-at-home mom, and I'm now homeschooling those 3 kids plus a friend. So I have 4 students that I homeschool, and when I leave here, they get to go home and do school. And they're so excited about that. I've lived here in Hopkins County for 13 years, and we are also in the process of adopting a little girl from Haiti. So we are waiting impatiently for a phone call from Haiti to say come and meet her and bring her home. So we're very excited, and that will come into the story in just a little bit. So the beginnings of Enthralled imaging. I have always had a love for photography. I also have had a love for pencil drawings. I just never told anybody about that. That kind of was kept as my little secret that I didn't share with anybody until recently. But I've always loved to draw and take pictures. When I really got into photography was when my little girl, she's the 3rd one, was born. She had terrible stranger anxiety. So when we would take her to like Sears or anybody to get pictures made, she screamed the entire time. So every picture we had of her for about the first 3 or 4 months were tears. And so I decided that, you know, she's a lot more comfortable with me. I'll take pictures of her, and that's kind of where it really started to kind of take off, that I really loved taking pictures of her and the kids and our family, and I would just set the timer on the tripod and the camera and took pictures of us. Well, people began to see those. About a year ago, I took some out in my backyard, and I got this huge response of people wanting me to take their pictures, and that's just kind of where it developed. We started out using that as a fundraiser for our adoption, because adoption is not a cheap endeavor. So we kind of started out like that as a fundraiser, and it just has, we decided, you know, if it's going this well, let's just try our hand at this business thing. And it has taken off. We just started this about January, and I am very busy lady this week actually. So it really has done great. We've been really surprised. Enthralled imaging is our name. Enthralled comes from a scripture that was just one of my favorites, from Psalms 45:11. Let the king be enthralled by your beauty. Honor him, for he is your Lord. And that's where this verse came. This is where our name came from, is from being enthralled. And that's kind of, this is more than just snapping pictures of people for me. I can tell you every story behind every picture, because every person in the picture has a story. And this gentleman will be going to Iraq in February. So everybody that I snap, there's a story behind those eyes in that picture. So for me, it's more than just snapping pictures of people and making $1. It's the story behind those people that I really get kind of my thrill with, and getting to know them, and now they're like part of my family. Actually, that was my cousin, so it was my family, but they become my family members. That's the way I feel about it, and they're lifelong friends once I've been in their life and their event, and so it's more on a personal level for me than just snapping pictures and making money. Right now, kind of how things are running with our business, I want things to be very client friendly. I've set my website up to be very user friendly. I'm trying to stay on top of the technology. That's where my husband is part of the business. I call him the brains behind this because he's much more techie than me. So he kind of keeps me up on my equipment and how to use it and that sort of thing. And my website is set up where when I get done with a project, I put it on there on the website. There's a username, password where nobody else can see those pictures but the client. And they can order prints and view their proofs right there from home. As soon as they order them, it comes straight to me. I send it off to the lab and it comes back that way. So I try to keep things very up-to-date technology-wise for my clients and very user-friendly, because we are in a very fast-paced, high-tech world, so I'm trying to stay with that. A little stressful at times to keep up with that because things change so quickly. So, but just for the client's purpose, they can even pull it up on their iPhones to show their friends, and they can pull up their account on my website, show their friends all their pictures, and because that's kind of where it's going. Social media, huge free advertisement. Facebook has been a lifesaver for us. You post a picture, it's shared 50 million times. I get customers constantly through Facebook. I know Facebook can be negative, but for a business owner, the most wonderful thing in the world to get your business out there. Pros and cons of owning my own business is something I kind of wanted to talk about. Pros, I can set my own schedule. I still homeschool my kids. I'm still a full-time mom and wife and whatever else title they want to give me for the day. So I can work around my kids' schedules. I normally take them with me they love to go with me to take pictures. They've learned to set up equipment. Kind of using it as an educational thing for them too. My oldest son's 15, already has his own job at the Y, so we're really trying to instill in our children that you can work hard, you can be an entrepreneur, you take the things you love to do and use those as a career. They enjoy going with me. I was at North Hopkins taking senior pictures, and they're rolling down the hill at the stadium. So that's what they love to do. It was it's a great experience. They're learning as we're learning. So I think the biggest challenge and con of this is time. Last night when I went to bed, I really could have used about 5 more hours of daylight, and right now, outdoor pictures I'm having to get in very quickly because the sun's going down faster. So time is really hard, and I'm sure all of you realize that trying to manage homeschooling 4 kids and balancing life with business can be a little challenging at times. I told Ruth Ann this morning, I'm hiring a cleaning lady. That's it. I just need somebody to clean. So it is very, very challenging to balance the time and the kids and the business. And sometimes I feel like I'm juggling lots of balls, and I decide which one I'm going to drop for the day. So this morning it was breakfast, so we didn't eat. So you have to kind of decide what you're dropping this morning.
Questions for Heather?
Yes.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that because I'm sitting in Marion's seat. So.
Okay.
I probably really don't. Where do you want this to go? Where do you see your business going? Because you said you've got a lot of things, and it seems like your focus is on your family. Am I doing good? Like Marion kind of spread it out. And so where do you see the future for your business? And
That's where I was heading.
Okay.
My dream for this business is to start with this. I want to get my artwork out there. I want to begin to sell prints, postcard, whatever that avenue might be. I'm trying to build the photography part first to have that little bit of more steady income before this, so this can take off. This is really kind of the baby part of it, I guess. It's in the background, and because this I really would like to grow more. This is where I really enjoy the pencil art and the creativity part of that. So I would really like to see this take off, but this is just going to be kind of something that comes along once this is very established and settled, because we are very, very new. And we are, I mean, we've only been in this since January, I guess. According to taxes, I started August 1st because it was all fundraiser up until that point. So it is very, very new. So my dream is to really get the pencil art going. So.
When you mentioned that you wanted to get a cleaning lady, a lot of us in here that have small businesses, we barter for other people's services. I have someone, I'm a massage therapist, I have someone that washes my sheets in exchange for massages. I have, someone, I need someone to clean my office in exchange for massages. But, so think about that if you haven't already. That's a really good way. There's lots of people out there that have services, that you might need that, can't afford to pay for pictures or whatever.
That's awesome.
Or watching their
That is a
budget.
very good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Anybody need pictures and wants to clean?
That's not my hand. I'm not raising my hand. Just a question on, you said up until the 1st of August you were fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
Not revealing sources or anything, but as in individually, but what was the type of sources that you used for fundraising?
For fundraising. I did family pictures.
Okay.
Also did a church web directory for Grapevine, and they just gave me a donation for the adoption to do pictures for a web directory. So that was a big one. But it was just mainly friends and family that were wanting to come along and help us with the adoption. That I did some family photos, quick family photos in my backyard. And
So this was fundraising as in earned income. It wasn't like somebody saying, well, here's so many $100 or $1,000 or whatever you need to be a part of your business.
No, it was not. It was just strictly, we want to help you with this adoption, and here's a little money, and I'll take a little picture.
Sure, okay.
And that was it. It was very good practice for me. I used it to develop more skills, because I am not a professional photographer. I have not had ever any classes. I have just strictly learned by looking at pictures, doing what I really like and feel like, and studying my software, my editing software, getting to know that, getting to know my camera, and lots and lots of practice. So the fundraising was a great opportunity for me to practice. And in fact, I would ask people, I'm like, okay, you're gonna think I'm strange, but do this, and then it would come out fantastic pictures. So I don't know if there's one on here. I had asked a guy to lay down on a bench at North Hopkins and look up with his phone. He thought it was crazy, but it turned out awesome. So, I've learned to think outside the box, think about different views of pictures, and so the fundraising was really awesome to be able to practice those things. And he smiled on cue. Isn't that adorable? So that was a great avenue for me to really practice. Is anybody else?
What would be your favorite thing to capture as far as photography?
That I haven't done or I have done?
Either.
Like, I love weddings, and I'm the photographer that cries behind the camera every time. Whether I know them or not, I'm going to cry at that wedding. And I would, in the future, I would really love to do a birth. I would like to do someone's birth. I think that's just an event that, is very special in a family. So I get very emotionally tied to things. My husband can probably way agree with that. I get way too involved in it, but I would just like to be part of people's special events, to stand behind the camera and see that. It's more than just capturing a smile for me and a good photo, but it's just being part of that person's event is really awesome experience. So somebody over there?
Yeah. Heather, as you look to growing your business, both the photography side as well as your drawings, what do you see as the types of challenges, the biggest challenges that you'll face going forward?
I think the biggest, in my mind, the artwork is not a huge market, and especially in rural Kentucky. I feel like that'll be my biggest challenge, is getting that off the ground. That and just time, enough time in the day to still devote to my family and have time. I haven't had time to draw in months because I've been trying to develop this and still continue keeping my kids educated. So I think time and just finding the market for this and finding the right avenues to get it out there. Yes.
I think when you talk about postcards for your art, I think that's a really great idea because, you know, having seen a lot of artwork come through art galleries, I feel like you'll sooner, don't feel like the price on an individual print is somehow indicative of the value of the art itself. If you sell, I think that you're more likely to sell 1,000 $1 postcards than one $1,000 print, just judging by what sells from our gallery.
How did you decide what your rate schedule was going to be? Did you talk to the photographers?
Like price, I
Yeah.
did. I kind of researched what they're charging in the area, and I wanted to make it very affordable because that was what I was hearing from a lot of people. Well, I can't afford that person. I can't afford that. You know, and I'm a very frugal person, and most of my friends are homeschool moms, are one-income families, and would love to have wonderful pictures, but can't afford the high price that a lot of them are. So I tried to make it where I'm still not in the red, but still affordable for your average one-income family. So what I do is I have a setting fee for my hour or 2 hours that I spend with them, and then they're allowed to spend as much on prints as they want. They can spend nothing to however much. So they can just be out there setting fee, and that is a very reasonable price. But then as prints, I do it per print. That way if they want to order one, or if I don't do packages, that way it's more affordable for families. Does that answer that? Okay. Anything else?
Is it available for, like, if my family comes and gets family portraits done, do you sell the prints on a disc as well?
I do not, and I'll explain why. We have two accounts with two different photo labs, and we have found that during the whole fundraising thing, we found that our local printing things, 1 hour printing, photo, whatever you want to call them, like drugstore, department store kind of things, were not very good quality. If my name is going to be on a picture, I wanted very good quality pictures, because when you go to show your family your pictures and it's not high quality and my name's on it, I didn't want that. So we did the CDs with the fundraiser as because I didn't have a account in Photo Lab at that time. But the prints that I can sell you are much better quality, and my name's on them. So I just felt like if I wanted to provide them a very good quality product, and want my name to look much better than what it would look like if it came just off of someone's printer. So
Also, are you doing any other marketing? Are you marketing
Outside.
other than outside Facebook?
I have a sticker on my car. So everywhere I drive, it's on there. I also, I promote a lot on Facebook, and here. You guys are my marketing for right now, yes.
You said you charge for your setting fee,
Mhm.
and then you have a contract with a printer. You receive a percentage of the prints that are sold.
Right, I do. There is just like any other retail, there is the market, market price is affordable.
So how with homeschooling, with taking care of your family, I know Alan's gotta be a big job, but,
Yes.
how do you plan to work this in, and how far do you want to grow this?
That's a very good question. I want it to continue to grow. Kind of my goal would be, and this may be a huge dream goal, but I tend to dream big, and whether it'll ever happen, I don't know. I would love for this to become our full-time family job, so that my husband can get out of the big company and be home with us, and we can do this as a family. It's a huge goal because we would have to live off of even this money. So, yeah, I don't know that that will ever happen, but that's my dream for this, is for it to grow. I'm hoping that this would really take off and artwork and be something that would be even bigger than the photography. So that's my dream, and that's a very big dream, but this all started as a dream. So I woke up this morning going, I cannot believe that this business has come to the point that I can stand and talk about it. So this little dream is growing. So I can't see why it couldn't happen.
Well, every dream starts out as a little dream.
It does, and that's, I don't know how many of you have worked on big companies, and it's just not ideal for our family.
Right.
So we would love to stay a small business at home that we can all work together on, so that's our goal.
Any more questions? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.